Some thoughts. Some thoughts. Pokemon Sword and Shield drop tomorrow. Well, technically for tonight for anyone who's going to early releases and such, but for majority of people, they're going to be getting the game tomorrow. I have a lot of opinions on these games. I've spoken up about it on many occasions. There's a lot I like and a lot that I really don't. I used to be a part of the Bring Back National Dex crowd, but my opinions on that has kind of, well, changed a little bit in the course of my time with just my time with these with the announcements. I'll explain that later. But anyway, what do I think about Pokemon Sword and Shield? Well, the games aren't out yet fully, so I can't give my full opinion. Check back in a couple months for that, but well, let's start with some of the stuff that I do like. I love that Game Freak has now put more focus on the competitive side of Pokemon. They really want to make it like an actual competitive experience, something that, people gather around to see, something that attracts big crowds, and they're definitely taking steps to make it like more in the line of a competitive game. They're leaning more towards a competitive game rather than just a fun single player game that has a multiplayer element, because they actually take great care in balancing and making these mechanics viable, making these I can't speak, making these like actually enjoyable to play a competitive game with. And the new quality of life changes for Gen 8 look incredible. You got the mints that let you just change your nature. You can just feed your Pokemon vitamins to EV train them. No more going off and fighting tons of like wild Pokemon to boost your EV stat up. You can just feed them. You can have them fully EV trained at level 1. That's awesome. Competitive play is definitely going to become a lot more accessible to the casual player, and I think that's what Game Freak wants. As much as I can't, like, as much as I want that, or if I don't want that, it's what Game Freak wants. They want to make their game geared more competitively and kind of loosen the single player a bit. Which is sad because I always really liked the single player stuff. And in the past few generations, we've gotten decent single player, but we used to get great single player. The way I describe it is Pokemon was giving us like A+ content back in the days of like Gen 4 and Gen 5. Gen 3 was wonderful. Now we're getting about a C. Averaging C on content. Like, Gen 6 was alright. The gameplay itself was alright. I like it. I think it was a fun story mode. But that's all it really had, is the fun story mode, a few bits of post-game content, and it was kind of done. And for X and Y, it was okay. But they never really expanded upon that. We never really got a full, complete Pokemon game on the likes of, like, Black and White 2 or Heart Gold and Soul Silver. We never got something like Heart Gold and Soul Silver in Generation 6 or 7. And that always made me sad, because that, with the 3DS's technology, would have been incredible. Could you, like, imagine a 60-hour Pokemon experience with like modern day updated sprites and like just a buttload of content that just you could always go back to these kinds of games. That's what I loved about older Pokemon games, is I never wanted to put them down. And I thought that was like me just not having a lot of these games, but I went back and played Black and White 1 and not Black and White 1, Black and White 2. And after I beat the game, I didn't want to put it down. I didn't want to stop playing. And I haven't really felt that with a modern Pokemon game. Like, I feel like once I beat it, I'm kind of done.